Hello one and all, this is Hybridsteel. Thank you very much for joining me in today's Valheim video and welcome back to Hybrid Island. I'm starting to call it Hybrid Island because I'm slowly taking over, slowly but surely. In the last couple of videos you saw me build like circles and this like weird little lantern thing that we created out of just using a circular structure, which was pretty cool. I know it's a little bit ropey on top, but you can't expect perfection when we're not actually given a circular bit. You know, hopefully they'll add like circular roofing in it so it actually becomes a little bit easier to lay. So today I built this crap shack, and I'm going to call it a crap shack because in fairness it's not exactly the best of things in the world. I built it because I needed a structure to do another video for you guys to show how we can expand our building without building more building, if you know what I mean. We're basically going down. Now, most people who build houses on Valheim have basically been advised to build on hills. The reason why is because they're better for protecting you. But if you do find yourself on like a slightly flatter area and you can't build, you know, everywhere else, then maybe building under your structure is probably the best way to go. As long as you've got a little bit of like leeway between the sea and, well, where you're going to build. So the idea is to tunnel all this out, basically create a an actual sort of area underneath your actual structure, so you have a little bit of storage. Now what we've done is we're gonna sort of follow this path all the way into the structure itself, and if the edges do become exposed, then this is what we're doing. We're putting these up as well. Over time I will sort of get around to like reinforcing them. I'm just trying to build out this quickly. And then from there, what we're going to do is we're going to be building a nice little basement area. The downside to building a basement, and is the only down thing about building a basement, is you have to work on the fact that Valheim has a different way of building. And when I say that, it's a little bit of an annoying way to build. And so when you pull land out, or when you put land back, it rebuilds and undoes in a lump of stuff, not just like taking out, if it, you know, mining this bit here, I'm mining out that whole square. I'm not mining out one singular little bit. So the way that Valheim works when it comes to like building stuff underground is you have to take out everything around it. That's literally how this works. And obviously if you go up too high, then you're going to hit your structure, so you have to keep your floor level as well. And that's what we're doing now. And hopefully this won't take too long. And then when you flatten out the land, you'll actually see like the edges coming down a bit. This is when it's going to sort of ruin the aesthetic a little bit, but on the plus side, it shows that you have to add in a bit more actual structure to your build. So once you are down to this sort of level, the best thing you can do now is to start putting walls in. Now obviously we're going to have to put some walls in, but we're going to have to like build our way out of here because I'm going to be closing up this entire space. So what we will have to do is put a staircase in. Now that unfortunately is just one of the things that we have to do, but it's all good. And on the plus side, you're still building, it's all right. And if you are liking this video, don't forget, if you hit the subscribe button, you will get to see more. It's just the joys of being a YouTuber. Okay, so it's a little bit ropey because if we want this to be perfect, we're going to have to take out like the edges as well. So with taking out the edges, you just have to sort of skim the sides, so to speak. So that would do that. Okay, so let's just even the floor out, shall we? Because we are getting there now. That's the plus side. Right. Let's raise this up a bit because we sort of screwed that over a little bit. Okay, right, I think we can level this out properly now. So as you can see, the floor isn't quite straight. We will have to sort this out. So what the best way you can do this, first off, is to lay as much as you can that you can actually see, because you're going to have to do some evening up. You're going to have to like dig down a little bit with the pickaxe. You're going to have to make a little bit more and level it all out. Hopefully that will just fix it all and it'll be fine. Worst comes to worst, it won't be, and you're going to have to, well, put a bit more effort into it, aren't you? So this bit is a little bit uneven, so we're just going to keep flooring it. There we go. No pun intended. Alright, cool. Now we have our floor. Woo! Alright, fantastic. Now what we're going to do is we're going to board ourselves in, because that's the done thing to do, isn't it? And done. Alright, and for some reason it's still... Ah, cool. Yeah, there we go. We have a floor. get in. Next, we're going to have to build a set of stairs. If we do this, and then we're good. There we go. So now I'm just going to get a little bit of flooring. We'll take this one out, and this one, and this one, and then we're good. Ta-da! Fantastic. Right. Then next what we want to do is, I don't want to keep falling down here. So the best thing I can do now is to put up this little wall here. And that stops me falling down. And then all I have to do is come down into the basement and hello, darling. Okay, so this is our cellar. What we can do here is we can turn it into a workshop, we can turn it into a storage. It just depends on what you need it to be. So I mean, from here, I could use this as like a place where I could put all my chests. I could put a little crafting table in the corner. It might actually be good to have a couple of houses like this, where you would have like one house for like normal crafting, another house for just doing your iron work and all that. So you'd have like a weapons house and a cloth house, and you could basically divide up your land properly like that. Now, the only problem that you're going to suffer from is, obviously, now you have all this space, you don't know what to do with it. But, you know, that's up to you. I'm going to leave that to you. The other problem you're going to have is, because we've been faffing around with all the extra space around the edges now, we've got this amazing gully that goes around our house. Now, I don't want that to happen. Personally, I'm quite happy with the fact that it looks okay, but I don't want it to be clipping through the wall like this. So what I need to do somehow is I need to basically comb all this together and not clip it through the wall. That's what I'm hoping for. Downside, this game is a little bit temperamental when it comes to the way that it works, so I'm going to try a couple of things and see what happens. So, unfortunately, there is no sort of way of keeping this the way that I would like it to be. So, the only way around it, if you're really, really worried about the way that this game actually works when it comes to raising and lowering land, is you have to have a little bit of leniency. Now, you can either have your cellar real clean, like I would like it to be. You would have a gully around the outside, unfortunately, of each building, but you can cover that up with foundation and stone and bits and pieces, and what we'll do is we'll go into that just now. So what I want to do personally is I'm going to clean up this, and then I'll show you how I would fix this. And the reason why is because, in fairness, this is a little bit annoying. It's one of those things that you wish you could actually fix, but you can't because it's the way the game is. So I'm going to try and get this done now, and then we'll go about our business. Because how the dirt is actually sort of placed with this game, you're going to have to come up with a way of getting around this. Now, the way that I would get around it personally is I'd be dropping stone blocks down the side of the building. This seems to be the way that I would do it, and I mean, this is up to you. You don't have to follow me on this one, but it is up to you. You won't be able to get a straight edge when it comes to the inside of the gully. The reason why is because the way that the voxel works for Valheim, it is just one of those things. You just have to unfortunately put up with it. I wish there was a way of smoothing off the wall of the dirt instead of it being at an angle. There doesn't seem to be a way, unless somebody has come up with a way, and I'm more than happy to listen to people on this one. I just can't figure it out myself. So if you don't want to put like a row of stone and bits and pieces around the outside of your wall like this, then unfortunately you're going to have like a ditch that goes around your actual building. As to say, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you can actually make a feature out of it. You could have a sort of like a cellar outside area. You could try and make it part of your actual build. The downside is that there, for what I can tell, there is no way of actually leveling it off like properly straight. That is a bit of a downer, but as said, I'm more than happy to listen to people if you have a suggestion, and the reason why is because that's how I learn. I learn by others, and if you guys come up with a suggestion, I'm more than happy to take it on as an advice, and the reason why is because it helps my gameplay better as well. If I can make my structures look nicer or better in this game, then I'm more than happy to make that change and make better decisions when it comes to building. But for what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cover it up and almost act as if it doesn't exist. So I will finish this off now. And don't forget, this is all part of like the whole how to build a cellar thing. And the reason why is because, you know, building a cellar isn't easy in this game. It could be a little bit easier if they change the way the dirt works. But unfortunately, the way the dirt works and the way this game actually works itself, it is it does tend to get a little bit sort of, you know, you have to fiddle around with it a lot more just to get your results that you want. So for now, that's just going to have to do. I mean, with a little bit of like handiwork, you can level out the floor a bit more, I suppose. We could make this a little bit nicer on the way of like actually getting into the house. But I think all in all, I think we're pretty much done. You know, I could just make this a little bit better on the front, but you know, at the end of the day, it's all good. What I've done here is I've created a house that I have a lot of storage space, and I have a nice open basement. And if you want to create this as well, all you have to do is just work your ass off. Unfortunately, that does seem to be the way with this game. If you want something specific, you have to really go for it. I'm just going to try something quickly, just over here, just to try and see if I can actually build like an actual square. And if we look at this raised piece, the walls are still sloped. So I don't think, unless there is a mod for it now, I'm genuinely in the mindset that you cannot make a straight like wall underground. So the only way that I could do it really is to sort of bodge job it. And when I say bodge job, I mean do what I did. So you basically hollow out as much as you want and then put the concrete around the outside so it covers up the gap. Or you could even put like floorboards under it just to make it a little bit more like wooden. You could put a walkway around the outside, put a roof over the top. You could have a lot of ways of doing this, but this is just a demo house. This is like if I was going to make this properly, it would look a little bit better. Let's put it like. I just had to make sure that I could actually make a cellar and make it a little bit nicer. So I hope this is helping some of you guys sort of understand maybe you can't do certain things, but there are workarounds that you can sort of work in your own way in your own favour. Anyways, I think that's pretty much done. So if you do want to build a cellar and you do want to basically make something a little bit like this, then it's all good. So yeah, that's about it. This would be a really good little place for a workshop. It'll be a good place to storage as well. So you've got double storage, so you've got upstairs and downstairs, and it could be used as a really good secure way of keeping yourself safe as well. If this is your first time playing the game, put yourself underground, build yourself a little bunker. It's all good. At the end of the day, it's just the way you need to play it. If you want to play this way, if you want to play it a different way, I have no gripes in that. I'm just giving you a little bit of advice to see where that it could take you. So thank you very much. This has been Hybridsteel. If you have liked this video, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button below for all other updates. And I'll be back here with a brand new video, live stream, or whatever else I do on this channel. Until then, guys, I want to say peace out, have fun, and enjoy everything you guys do. I'll catch you all later. Bye-bye for now.